What's up guys, this is Carter Thomas with BlueCloudSolutions.com, and today I'm going to talk to you about the best way to make money with apps in 2017. This obviously is a very popular topic among anyone getting into the app business because this is how you're going to make your return, right? You want to put in some time, maybe you want to get a course, maybe you want to join one of our courses, our community, but before you do, you want to say, well, how am I going to make my money back, right? Where's the business in this fun new endeavor, this new frontier of getting into? And so over the course of the last 6 years, I have done absolutely everything you can imagine in terms of how to make money with apps, all the way from showing advertisements to doing paid apps, to having in-app purchases, real money, like the whole deal. I mean, everything you can possibly imagine. And there's some interesting trends that have happened and that are happening right now. If you are brand new to the App Store and you've never done anything with monetization, check out the links we're going to put below or in the blog post if you're seeing this on the blog, and go check out. So we have some great blog posts to give you a basic overview on how to make money with apps. But really, I want to show you or talk to you about 2017. What's hot right now? What is working right now? And there's a few things that are working and a few things that aren't working nearly as well as they used to. So the first thing is advertisements. Advertisements is when you show, a pop-up for somebody else's app and then you get paid every time that you show that pop-up. Advertisements work, they still work, right? They kind of work just as well as they do on the web, but you are really, it can go up and down based on the ad network. You have to show advertisements through an ad network, and so you really don't have a lot of control over who the advertiser is and how much they're going to spend on a given day. So one month it might be amazing because you got a great deal on your ads. The next month it might not be because that person's not spending money anymore. So ads can work. It really comes down to how much money the advertisers are spending that month. And also, you have to have a lot of downloads to make advertising work. Okay, you gotta have thousands and thousands of downloads. And if you do, ads can be a very lucrative source of revenue for you. It can be a very quick and fast way to make money, but you just gotta have a lot of downloads. It still works. It's still the same as it always was. You don't get the huge CPMs, which is kind of a measure of how much money you're making per 1,000 people, but it's still possible. And if you're just getting started and you just wanna make a game and throw some ads in, that's a great strategy to get started with, and it can scale considerably. Now the second one, which is what people are starting to do more of, and is a little trickier, but is to create more in-app purchases for your users. Now what happens with most people is they put in a few in-app purchases into their app or their game or whatever, and no one buys it. And they're like, well, this app doesn't convert, there's no way I can make my money on this, and they just kind of forget about it and they go back to advertisements. But what you're seeing a lot of in 2017, and I think you'll see a lot more of this, is people realizing that you don't just put in-app purchases into your app, you have to sell your in-app purchases. Okay, so let's say you have a photo app and you've got 10 filters and each filter is 99 cents. And people use the photo app and they use it 3 or 4 times, and after the 4th time, you start to put a watermark on the photos. And you say, look, if you want to remove this watermark and get all these filters, you got to buy the in-app purchase. And a bunch of people don't buy it. Like, no, let's say 1% of people buy it. And many people would just stop and say, this isn't working. People don't want this. But what you got to realize, what the way that the world works, 2017 app business, is you have to market to those people. You have to put it in front of them and say, listen, here's the product that we're selling. Make sure you check this out. So every time that they go through that photo app, you need to make sure that they know that it's available and that it's easy to buy. A lot of people, especially developers, they hide the in-app purchase and they expect people to be able to go and find the in-app purchases instead of really showing them up front, hey, you should be downloading this, you should be buying this, this is a great use of your money, and things like that. So in-app purchases are actually becoming a very viable source of revenue for people, but you have to sell it. You have to sell it to your users. You can't expect your users to go searching around and pick through every single menu and try to find it. You have to be very upfront, almost like you're showing ads for your own products. All right, so the second piece of that is not only do you need to sell it, you need to consistently add more and more in-app purchases to your app. This is one of the greatest quotes. I think Mike Masterson said this in his book, Ready, Fire, Aim. The fastest way to $100 million is to create more SKUs. Now, most of you are probably not going for 100 million yet, but the principle holds true. If you want to make more money, you need to just have more things that people can buy. And then you sell it to them. You present it to them in the app. So sell your in-app purchases more and get more things that people can buy inside of your app. All right, now the third thing I want to talk about, which is probably the most exciting and the one that I think has the most potential, is the subscription model. You've seen this, or maybe you haven't, but there's apps out there, things like Spotify, things like Pandora, or you go on the top grossing, and a majority of them they now have subscriptions, meaning that you sign up and you say, hey, for $2 every week or for $10 every month, you're going to keep this app and you're getting all the premium access to the products. This is the future of app monetization. The most successful apps will focus on subscriptions. It is a winning and proven business model, and not a lot of people are doing it. Now, Apple specifically has a few guidelines on what kind of apps can use subscriptions, but as long as you just put a lot of content into your app, right, or even stream content in, like if you have a YouTube channel, you can just show those videos directly in your app and put a gate on it. It's easy to get around those regulations, or those guidelines, I should say, that Apple has. But adding a subscription and giving people access to premium parts of your app is the best way to make money with a really good app over the next 12 months. People will sign up for it. Often they will just forget to cancel it, or they like the product or whatever, and it just compounds, and that the amount of money that you make grows steadily over the 12 months. What I will say, and I want to be very clear about this, you have to have a great product. You can't sell crap. You can't sell garbage to people and expect them to sign up for a subscription, okay? That's not going to work. If you do have a great app though, make it a subscription and get people to sign up for the subscription, and then continuously deliver on what you promise. Hey, every month you're going to get free insider access to these videos, or every month you're going to get free photo filters delivered to you, or a free workout delivered to you, whatever it may be, but you do have to deliver on something. If you do, you can make an enormous amount of money with subscription apps. And I will urge you to go to the top grossing list, and you'll see how many of these subscription apps are starting to pop up in almost every category now. So if you're thinking about getting into the app business, or if you are in the app business and you're wondering, how do I make money? Look at these three types of monetization. The first is advertising. It's easy, you can get up there, but you gotta have a huge amount of volume, and you gotta have the right type of app, usually a game or a casino game really, and for that to be a big winner for you. The second is in-app purchases. But with in-app purchases, make sure that you are selling the in-app purchases, you're presenting it to people, and you are consistently adding more things for people to buy, right? You will see a huge increase in revenue if you do that. And finally, add a subscription to your app, okay? The subscription is, here, you're inside the app, here's a paywall, there's a subscription, and on the other side is all this premium content. Make that, instead of an in-app purchase, make that a subscription, and you will see something really, really amazing happen to your revenue reports as you go through the year. All right, so if you have any questions about this, feel free to drop a line or just leave a comment on right below this or above this or wherever you're watching this. And if you like this, make sure you subscribe on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. Make sure you share this on Facebook if you're on Facebook. Leave a comment on the blog post, or if you're listening to this, share this with somebody who is wondering how to make money with apps. Well guys, I will see you soon, and have a good day.